every woman, so many symptoms, total confusion, so much happening, and yet nobody was speaking about it.
Give us some numbers. How big is this problem?
40 symptoms, Azan. It scares me when I see those symptoms. Will last for 2 to 3 decades.
How many people can we make an impact in their lives and help them?
You don't have to have surgeries. You can actually course correct it so easy. And I can take it to every corner of the world.
Why mirror? And two, how did you come upon this approach of building a community of women and then trying to help them, as opposed to, let's say, maybe just going to market?
Right. So, Azan, firstly, why mirror? I am, as I said, I've been a serial entrepreneur and a CEO for the past 36 years, right? I've been looking for my differentiator, something that really makes me so proud of, something, I say something to sign off on, but my family laughs. They say, you're never going to sign off, right? You're going to keep doing stuff again and again. So I really think this is something, for me, I have great friendships all over the world. So I was looking for a business that has scale, is really impactful and something on a global level. So I and someone told me about Femtech 28 months ago. And I actually did some research, Firstly, it was like, what is Femtech? I had heard of EdTech, I knew about, FinTech. But, it was so nice to know, where technology is used to scale up solutions for women's health, right? Because, at Duke, there's this big push for, diversity inclusion. Today, they want women tenured professors. Companies today want women directors. There's push for women in politics, push for women in public service. And it's not that they need to be pushed. They are there. It's just they needed an equal playing ground, right? So for me, I've seen this whole diversity and inclusion thing happening. And, when I heard of Femtech, I'm like, that's interesting. So studied some 380 odd companies along with my colleagues, saw the great stuff happening in menstrual health and so much more happening in maternal health. And for good reason, these two are such strong and such real issues and real areas which need concentration. But I saw this sudden eerie silence, like suddenly people are just like, okay, now hush up, that's it. Now let's keep quiet. We've talked about, so many parts of maternity, so many parts of menstrual problems, but perimenopause, menopause and beyond, which, every woman, 40 symptoms, Azan, it's amazing. It scares me when I see those symptoms. So will last for 2 to 3 decades. Every woman, and there are medically backed solutions. It's not like this is some mumbo jumbo stuff. This is like medically backed solutions, right? When there's hormonal imbalance, when estrogen levels or progesterone or testosterone levels are out of whack, what can you do? Because if you let them be, there's a reason there in your body, right? Because your body is such a beautiful orchestra of various organs, working together. That, and today there's so much happening and yet nobody was speaking about it. My mother hardly told me anything about it. She did tell my dad, but, and my mother was the wife of a chairman of a bank, and that bank funded some of the leading hospitals in India. He didn't have the assistance for my mother. What would majority of India have that assistance? And I said, that has to end. And a lot of things women go through in their older years, they attribute to age. Actually, it's hormonal imbalance. Like today, they have migraines or very bad bone health or very bad heart health, forgetfulness, Alzheimer's, dementia. This is all the prolonged effects of hormonal imbalance in the body. And you don't have to have surgeries. You can actually course correct it so easy. So I said, great, big target group, so many symptoms, total confusion, nobody talks about it, is something which lasts for decades, and I can take it to every corner of the world. And I'm so proud to be an Indian taking it outside India, right? That really gives me that high, Dr. Pushpa Sethi of IMS and the incoming president of Foxy's, Dr. Jaideep Tank, fine human beings because they really have their heart in the right place. They really want to do something. So I don't know if I answered your question. I think I got sidetracked somewhere. Sorry about this.
So I know because we've been really trying to after the talk figure out the next steps to actually make an impact. So I really love the model at Mirror, which is talk, test, treat, train.
Right.
But what I'm trying to understand is what's your vision for Mirror, right? Because how are we going to make that dent, and how are we going to accelerate it, and how community kind of plays a role in it? Because to me, that's always fascinating, is trying to build that ecosystem and work with partners rather than try and do it all on ourselves.
Correct. So, I'll tell you, women, it's not that we need to tell them that, there is something called so first of all, there's ignorance about perimenopause. Everyone thinks it's menopause. And, menopause is synonymous with old age. It happens to someone who maybe is in their 50s. So, you ask someone in their mid-30s, like, about this concept of menopause, they're like, or 40s also, they're like, why are you telling me this? I mean, they think that I've insulted them, right? And they're like, why are you even telling me this, Sanjit? I mean, is it really your concern? I mean, sometimes they get so defensive. And, and I think that has to change, right? And I think it will change. And it will change because there are companies like Mirror today who are doing their bit to create awareness. Now, you asked me about communities, right? It was not a business strategy that let me create a community. It was just the natural, because we wanted to encourage talk, right? So it was just came out of, I felt it was just the natural thing. Let's get women who want to talk together, right? And that's what we did. And I always felt, let this be a good cohesive group that we can build. And we have so many ambassadors coming from this group. I mean, my community is phenomenal, Azan. I have met, people with such incredible talent in that group. Firstly, so many of them want to help, right? There are people who come from consumer insight. There are some people who are event managers. There are some people who make products for gut health. There are some trained counselors and psychologists. There are some who are nutritionists. It's amazing. That itself has given me an ecosystem, right? And they are so good about sharing their knowledge and their learnings with the others. And I tell you, this is not like, there's a joke that a woman in France will never share who her hairdresser is, because that's something so secret to them, So, but here, I'm amazed. Everyone's talking about incontinence. These are not pleasant topics to speak about, right? About vaginal dryness, but they're talking about it. They're talking about birth control. Some things I'm telling you, I'm amazed. My hat's off to them because they are just sharing. And I think, I was telling my colleagues, our job is half done just by seeing this chatter.
Sanjit, we want you to play a little game with us. Read out some of the comments that your community has asked on the content that we've put out this month.
Wow, very interesting questions. What is the right age for menopause? I'm 18 years old. Can perimenopause affect me? If yes, how? How does perimenopause affect metabolism and weight changes in a woman? What are the certain supplements that can contribute to a smoother perimenopausal transition? Hey, Amara, excellent question. And that's why Mirror is launching its own brand of Mirrorceuticals, coming very soon for gut health, for cognitive health, for brain health, for heart health, anti-aging, skin, hair, nails. I can go on. Hey, listen, I don't want to steal the thunder. Come and watch us.
So, Sanjit, Swati asks, can PCOD also lead to menopause early?
Hey, I know the answer, but don't you want to hear the answer from the experts? Please please join my community. You'll get the right answers from the right people.
What's the mission? What are you looking to achieve with Mirror? What's your end goal?
Really, to tell people that firstly, please don't accept this as a natural phase of your life. It's not. It is natural phase, but there is it really depletes your hormones and you can do something about it so that later on when it really comes back to, so-called dementia or heart issues or bone issues, you didn't have to go through. There were solutions available and you took it, and that's why you become better. And today, by the way, hormonal health is actually impacted a lot, and better hormonal health comes from the right exercise and the right diet and good sleeping habits, and this is very, very good for everybody, right? So now if you do what everybody tells you to do and it helps your hormonal health, why not, right? So today my goal is to really spread the awareness that do not ignore it. It's not a natural part of your life. It is something that you can do so much with, and you can rule this phase. You don't have to let you slow down. You don't have to let it slow you down. Sorry. You can rule this part of your life, and you should rule this.
Is one of the goals to offer preventive solutions rather than just curative ones?
Yes, exactly.
Is to
Yes, because you can, very well said. It is preventive. You can. That's why today I don't talk too much. I don't say menopause. I say perimenopause.
Right.
Because that really, and I keep telling your team also, wherever we can introduce the word perimenopause, we should. Because people say pre-menopause. Okay, what's pre? But perimenopause is actually the staging ground for menopause, right? Because you're seeing it happen now and you're confused and you don't know what is happening. But if you're aware, you'll take corrective action right there. You will start eating right, you will exercise, you will do, you will start seeing, you'll test yourself often, you'll see where you're headed, and you're aware that this is something that can lead to serious consequences in my life, which I can, if I take control now, I can avoid it. That's fine. It's there. Everybody knows it. But I see in my own nation, I see in India, we have about 300 million women, 250 plus for sure, going through perimenopause and beyond, right? You know how many of them are actually looking for solutions? Yeah, it's 50,000. 50,000 out of 300 million, because they just, in fact, sexual wellness is getting more attention than perimenopause, menopause and beyond. So there's 300 million women. So when I tell people, like when I talk to my team, I'm like, how many can we actually reach out to? They're like, sir, 10 to 15%, because there's not too much competition. 10 to 15% we can. So that's like, what are we saying? 30 to 40
million women in India.
If I get 3 million, get 1%, I tell you, we have created such a huge impact. And I'm telling you, Azan, mark my words, there's going to be an avalanche effect. Once it starts, you cannot stop it.
Amazing. So, is it fair to say the vision with Mirror is to build a marketplace or an aggregator of all kinds of solutions for women as they approach this phase of their evolution?
So, for me, what would be my nirvana? You think of perimenopause, menopause, and you equate it to Mirror. That's it. Today you talk about a soft drink, you think about Coke, right? It should be that synonymous. You talk about photocopying, you think of Xerox, So for me, you talk about perimenopause, menopause and beyond, it should be Mirror. People should just naturally, we should be their preferred partner, their trusted partner, someone whom they can trust, and and we want to bring them value. Only then will they trust us, right? And that's what I want to be. It should be the go-to name for perimenopause and menopause care in India and the rest of the world.
So Mirror be the safe space where women can come, talk, get that support and figure and understand what solutions are kind of out there and available.
And seek those solutions and get the solutions. It's not about just educating them that there is something. No, we will go to the next level. We'll connect you to doctors. We'll connect you we'll get the data on you through, the various sources I said, and we will give you personalized solutions, which is tech-backed, which all will. So that's what we want to. We want to give you something which is personalized to you.
Sanjit, give us one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self.
Don't take life that seriously. I just wanted to be a good guy. Sometimes it's better. It's okay to be, a little not that good also, So.
See, you're the founder of a femtech company. I'm curious, would you call yourself a techie?
Actually, I'm not. I want to be so much better. I'm not. I suck in front of my son.
What's a skill you're currently trying to master?
Public speaking. People think I speak. I suck when I come in front of a large crowd.
Hey, Sanjit, after today, you can't say that.
I'm telling you, boss.
Superb. Sanjit, I want to end with a message from you to women. If you're a woman who's approaching perimenopause, right? What's the one thing you're building and you're dedicating the next few years of your life towards helping a woman as they approach this phase of their life? What's the number one most important thing you want to tell a woman as she's approaching perimenopause?
We are about personalized solutions. And personalization comes not just with a medical treatment, could come with products, could come with hand holding, could come with so many things. So we will give you something that your body really needs. That's it.
Amazing.
You have to keep it simple, right? You
Yeah.
keep it simple and people, it will get the following. And that's what it has to be personalized.
And why is it important for a woman if she's approaching perimenopause, right? Why is it important she seeks out someone, an organization like Mirror, as opposed to go about it on her own?
Because we are an aggregator of all that knowledge, right? We are the resource. We are a resource hub, if I can use your terminology. We want to be that resource pool of, that reservoir of knowledge about what can be done, and what they're going through is just natural, nothing to get scared about. You get a hot flush, in rural India, hot flush is heart attack. That's it. She's profusely sweating and she's burning up, heart attack. And they're like, oh my God, how do I get a taxi? How do I go to the nearest town? How can I get an ECG done? How can I, who is the cardiologist? No, it'll pass in 8 to 10 minutes. So we want to remove that fear factor, and we have to tell them that the sooner you address it, the better is your quality of life later on. That's simple. And what is, today, even, there's such a bad rep on HRT. It's a patch. It's a spray. It's a gel. There's no cutting open. There's no surgery. You just put a patch on your arm, on your shoulder. That's it. Such simple solutions, but such effective solutions, and it's there. Why aren't we seeking? And not expensive. Not expensive, Azan. Not expensive at all.
So I hope we get to, I'm excited, honestly. I'm really excited for what's ahead in the next few months, because I know we're at that inflection point. We've kind of created content, we've built the community, and now we're really going in to make that impact. And I don't know, I think the whole team at the Hub, it's been an incredible experience for us so far, and we're really looking forward to seeing how we can really make an impact and really help people.
Thank you, Azan, and you're doing a great job.
On behalf of the entire Hub team, I just want to say thank you for believing in us and taking us along this journey with you.
My pleasure. I'm glad we did that. Thank you.